My name's Sep DeMeglio, and I'm the Senior Student Partner at Pace University over in downtown Manhattan. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use mockups.com, which is a online platform where you can easily and efficiently create mockups for your websites, your mobile applications, and pretty much anything else you could think of. So I'm going to be showing you how to get from here to here in a few easy steps. So to start, you're going to first navigate over to mockups.com. You can start off in your search browser of choice and go to mockups. Click on this one right here. And hit try the new mockups, because mockups 2 is even better than mockups 1 in my objective opinion. You can watch this video, it's kind of an intro, but that's also what I'm going to be giving you, so I'm going to click out of there. You can hit sign up and pricing. So right over here on the bottom it says can't decide, our free plan offers one project, which is what we're going to be using today. You make an account, do all that, and then we head on over to what I already have. So you can just start off by deleting all that stuff. You can read it first, but again, it's the video. And then you're going to click on over to Workspace up in the top right corner right here, and you're going to change your dimensions to 1024 by 960, which is just like a standard web page. And from here, we can hop on over to what I already have and start explaining all that. How nice. So some of the key features that I think are really valuable from mockups are the ones I have listed right here. So right from the beginning, an awesome feature that you have is that when you click on Workspace, you can turn on this thing called a grid, a layout grid, and a paper grid. So a paper grid is just like your normal standard graph paper. It shows all boxes and things like that, so that you can align everything very nicely. And a layout grid is kind of a design principle where everything should be set to the amount of columns equally spaced out across of a web page. So right now this is a 10-column web page, and you kind of have to have it balanced between the columns, which will make a little bit more sense when you start actually laying out all of your material. So over here on the left, there's this section called stencils, and that's kind of all of your objects. Right now, to pick out the objects I have laid out, I have two rectangles. One is this background. It's locked right now, but right here, that's a square, and it's just colored in white. Actually, this kind of off-white. And then I have this header bar, which is also a rectangle over here, and that's also locked, but you can move that around as such. And then I also have another shape, which is a triangle. Look at all the math we're learning today. If you just click and drag, you can make it, and you can twist it, move around its shape, change the outline color. Oh, that was text. Change the outline color and change the shape color. And then you have another one. But I have one already, so I'm not going to do that. Clicking around, you can scroll through and see all of these predefined shapes. There's a bunch of different things for various mockups, like a calendar, a table, tabs, hearts, if you want to do like a favorites menu. And then if you keep on scrolling, they actually start to get a little bit more in depth. So you have like a flat button that's disabled and a flat one that's enabled, and then there's some on pressed, there's round, there's a bunch. You can go wild and crazy. They all work the same. You kind of click and you drag them on, and then you could shape them and do whatever. You can actually even go in and type different things. If you like keep on clicking, you can say hello, which is really awesome. It's a very handy wireframing tool. Go ahead, look through all those. Some other things I have over here from the stencils menu is I have a paragraph, obviously. Click and drag, you can add in your own text. And what I think is really cool about this online platform is that they actually have these color specs where you can go and you can insert them and then copy over the color, which is a super important and awesome tool when you're designing, because if anyone else later on decides to look at your mock-up and they like are trying to design something else, maybe like an advertisement for your website or for your app, they need to know the colors that you're using, and this very clearly gives the code of your color, which is just so awesome. I also have a link that actually, when clicked, will bring you to the actual page that I copied from Billion Oyster Project, and it'll go down to the donation information, so you can add links and make it kind of like an interactive mock-up, which is great for someone who's like not very technical and they just want to see everything that's going on. Oh no, I have low battery. That's great. So yeah, you just hit escape to get out of that preview menu I was just in. Another feature I have over here is a note, which I think is also super helpful, because you can just attach a note and a line, which is down here, a diagonal line. You can click and drag and put an arrow. And then you could type in comments. So sometimes when you're designing, not everything is 100% clear. And that's a good way for you to be able to describe yourself and what you're thinking and where you want to jump to and what's connected to where. And the last thing I have from this stencil section is I'm not sure the word that they used distance spec. And that's really important too, because that tells you how far apart each of the things are from each other. So if you go, you can actually see that everything is 33 pixels apart, and you can make sure that all of your headings are spaced out accordingly, and everything else is all what I was talking about before, to the grid and just aligned the way it should be. Because when you actually get into coding this wireframe or this mock-up, it'll be a lot easier if everything is aligned appropriately in your mock-up, because doing the distance will be all that much easier in the actual code. The last thing that I have on here is pretty simple to guess. It's just a picture. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's just 4 pictures, and you can go and you can upload them from your computer. And I did that, and these are all my images. You can get them from wherever you want. And once you do, all the same thing, click and drag. You can size, shape, whatever. And that is about it. You can see some, on the right hand side, there's like sizing and positioning of different things, so you could change your text. It's actually a very vast text library. I think it uses some kind of online text library, but it's extensive. It has thin fonts, thick fonts, serif, sans serif. Change the color to anything you want. You could also go to a picker section and get any color available. Standard kind of text editing, left aligned, center aligned, right aligned. It has text spacing, and this one is actually a very nice feature that they included as well, which is space between text, each individual letter. So if you want it like super spaced out like that, or standard. Usually people use this with title, so they'll like have a really spaced out title. The more space, the more basic it is. So like 100. Look at that. That looks so hip. That's what that does. I like it. It's awesome. There's also a really nice feature. If you right click, there's You can send things to different areas, send to back, send to front, move backward and forward to align different things. But there's also this feature of aligning, and you could align all of your edges to be left aligned, right aligned, horizontal. So if like you have something like this and you wanted it all to be aligned, you could just right click and hit align center, vertical and horizontal. So this way it'll be all the same line, and this way it'll be all the same line if it was going up and down. And the same can be said too for distribute horizontally and vertically. If you want everything to be equal spaced and not have to do it the way I showed you before with the spacers, you can click that button respectively for if you want it horizontal or vertical. That's awesome. So one last thing I want to show you guys is that you can actually go and for the flow of your mockup, you can go and click arrows to what leads where. So like say I hit donate, and donate brings me like down to the bottom of the page, and I had something underneath that. This arrow can show that clicking that will send you to the bottom. And just like I was saying before, it's really important to be able to have a readability across your design so that if anyone else in the future looks at it, they'll understand what you were thinking at the time. So this whole thing took about like a half an hour. It was super quick. It's super fluid. You can go and you hit the outline and see all of your elements that you have listed. So for how in-depth this website is with all my text elements and everything, it's only this many objects, which is pretty cool. They also have icons on this left side, so if you wanted to add in like what I have over here, but an actual stock icon. And then comments. So if anyone looks at your page and they want to add a comment, they can just go, hey, what's this? And you could send it. And then there'll be a comment right there. That's about it, I think. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, email me, ping me, tweet me, all of the things, and I'd be glad to help. So, good luck.